Wyverns and Weirdos Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed campaign, and as such contains dark themes, including descriptions of gore, violence, and other features intrinsic to the gothic horror genre. Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos does Curse of Strahd. As always, I'm your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me, as always, are Zoe playing Sevia, Emily playing Beatrice, Laura playing Conrad, Mitch playing Exley, and Johanna playing Fall. Let's get into it, shall we? And we're back. So, where we last left off, the party had just, through a bit of subterfuge, managed to get a hold of the holy symbol of Ravenkind. They weren't, however, planning on the abbot, basically seeing through their efforts. And as they departed, or were beginning to depart from the abbey, they saw the abbot rushing for them, mace in hand. And we had some combat where the abbot laid into Exley, and the party returned in kind with darts, daggers, arrows, fire, and lightning. So, we start back at the top of the round, and it is the abbot's go. And he is going to, again, slam angrily his mace twice into Exley. That is a dirty 20.
Yep.
And the other one is a 25.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Uh-oh.
We're just here to kill Mitch's characters.
So the first one is, it was, so 6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
And 14 points of radiant.
Okay.
Are you still standing?
Yeah, easy. I have so many more hit points.
And the second one,
Do you?
yeah, how much are you on?
I'm on 3.
So the bludgeoning is enough to knock you down. And like there's radiant damage as well, but it doesn't matter because it's not gonna end up being double your hit points. Like 18. You've got more than more than a maximum of 19, so
Yeah, I have
You're
so
fine.
many hit points, there's no way anyone could kill me.
alright. Yeah, so that is the abbot's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Fall, your go.
Okay,
Exley just fell to the ground.
so Fall was basically like, all right, let's retreat. Oh no. Okay. And Fall is going to dart out from under the shelter and draw their quarterstaff and attempt to hit with hopefully a stunning strike.
Alright, roll to hit.
That's a 24 to hit.
24 hits. What is the
Alrighty.
DC? And
So
the saving
it's-
throw type?
It's a Constitution saving throw of 14.
Yeah, that is 22.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did my best. All right, so
So how much damage though?
that's 10 damage.
10 damage. And that was with what weapon was that with?
A quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff. So that's
Yeah,
what was the damage again?
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay, so alright.
Alrighty.
And your
So
second
he-
attack?
Yeah, so he kind of swings at his side, and then he's going to kind of try to chop at his neck with the quarterstaff.
All right.
Oh, that was a nat 1, so that's an 8.
Yeah, that misses.
All right.
And with your bonus action?
Yeah, I will attempt to knee him in the groin.
All right. Yeah, roll to hit.
That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
That's 6 damage.
6 damage, so 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so that is your go, unless you want to flurry of blows it. Get one last attack in.
I'm gonna flurry of blows it because then I can run away.
Okay.
Alright, so after the knee to the groin, Fool's gonna kind of try to like grab him by the shoulders and then flick his head up to try to like get him with his head from the chin.
Okay. Roll to hit.
That is a 15 to hit.
15 misses, unfortunately.
Alright, so I'm guessing he just like pushes me off as soon as I try to do that. And then Fool's gonna be like, alright, well, catch me if you can, and try to run off to the side, hoping that he'll be followed, but he's not going very far away from the cart.
All right. Exley, roll me a death saving throw, please.
Fine. A natural 20.
So you are up with 1 hit point. Now, crucially, I believe... Now, is the death saving throw at the start or end of your turn? Deal with your friends while I look that up.
Will do. So I just had a look. So animate dead doesn't require the user to be alive for the whole 24-hour period.
Oh, excellent.
So as long as I've issued an order, they don't turn around and attack the closest thing to them.
Oh, huzzah.
Which is good. I was mildly panicking.
I've had that thought too.
Yeah.
So did I. I did look it up. I will say.
Yeah, so they are going to come out of the cart and they are going to shamble towards El Big Baddo and just go for attacks. They don't have any sort of magical weapons or anything.
Death saving throws at the start of your turn.
Okay, so just double checking.
Yes.
Thunderstorm is gone. Like that's,
because it was concentration.
That's all concentration. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, 3 is going to attack Mr. Zombie.
Yeah.
He's just going to bring up his hands and just swing them down on the guy. Yeah. Do you want me to roll or just do the average?
Roll.
Okay.
For damage or for...
sorry, I meant for damage.
Roll to hit, maybe just do average for damage for these guys.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so the 2 zombies, one of them was a 14 to hit.
That misses.
The other one was a 16 to hit.
Also misses.
Excellent. And then the 2 skeletons, they have short bows, but they're going to pull out their short swords.
Yeah.
And go for it. That's a 9 to hit.
That misses.
And that's a 6 to hit.
That also misses.
They're wonderful.
All right.
They need a bit more training.
A little bit.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. So am I on 1 hit point? Or
yeah.
Am I just...
yes, you're on 1 hit point.
Okay.
Just as a point of order, how fresh are the zombies?
Varying. So, the zombie... Well, the first zombie is number 3. So he's old and, decayed. And then the other zombie is the last one that I've animated, so he's number 8. And then the skeletons are 5 and 6.
How many days would you say the more recent zombie has been dead for?
Recent 3.
Okay, noted. Yeah, so for Exley himself, his go.
Yeah. So he's going to bonus action, like grab one of the mushrooms on his shoulder and just sort of break it and inhale some of the fumes. And what that does, once I bring it up, is so symbiotic entity is what I'm trying to do. So I use my wild shape to essentially breathe in spores, and it bolsters my hit points and allows me to sort of do a little bit more in the way of like poison and necrotic damages. And then I sort of like glow green softly. So I do that.
Okay.
And then I guess as a bonus action, because wild shape is an action, is it not? Sorry everyone, I'm very new to druids.
As an action.
Okay.
So it's only the circle of moons that has it as a bonus.
Got it, yes. Well, there's nothing else that I can really do as a bonus action, so I'm just going to bonus action cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff.
Alright. Yeah, the only... Yeah. Okay. So that is your go. Beatrice.
Yes. Beatrice is going to get out of the cart.
Okay.
So he's is that an action or a
It's part of movement.
part of movements? Okay. So once she's out of the cart, she is going to shoot another arrow at our friend. So that's an 18.
18 will hit.
Okay, and then for you, that's 10 damage.
10 damage? Okay. Halved to 5, as it's a non-magical weapon. He's starting to look shaky now.
Right, and as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay, so readying that for next.
So readying for that for the next round.
Okay. Conrad.
So Conrad turns around and sees literally everyone run away from the cart, abandon running away, and wail on this guy. Just like does a very, very long sigh that you can make in about 6 seconds. And then he kind of like pats the horse on the side of her head and he goes, Okay, come on, Amika, we must go in. And he is going to urge the horse onwards to the abbot. If he needs to either duck her to the side or jump over one of you guys, he will do that with the horse. And because the horse goes on the same route as me, so she's going to rear up and try to trample him, and Conrad is going to lance at him with his rapier.
Okay. So roll...
I'll roll for the horse first.
Yeah, roll the trample first.
That's not too bad, actually. I rolled a natural 17, and a riding horse has a +5 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that will hit. Not that much. It's a 2d4 plus 3 plus 4 and 2. So 9 damage. So
9
I don't
damage,
know.
So half
4,
to 4.
5, yeah. So
right.
9 bludgeoning damage, or 4 bludgeoning damage altogether, and then Conrad, I'll roll to hit. We roll 1.
And your rapier is magical, I believe.
Yes, I think it is. We haven't changed it in D&D Beyond.
No, it's a very minor effect, but
yeah. So it does full damage. So it's the dirty 20 to hit with his rapier. 20,
yeah.
As he lances down, like the horse tramples him, and he's like kind of got that ready to stab right down. So 30, 20, and it's a d8 plus 4, so a 7, so 11 damage.
11 damage, okay.
That's alright, it's, I don't know, 12 damage altogether at the horse.
Yeah.
And then I guess he's going to go again, I don't know. he would probably just go, I don't know. Come on, we'll stab it together. You, Sevia, get on with it. If we're doing it this way, we must all attack. No?
Something I forgot.
Let's bonus action help.
Yeah. So you do that, but something I forgot. The skeletons and zombies are in melee. You get sneak attack.
Oh,
So an extra,
my apologies.
extra 3d6, I believe it is
Okay,
now.
cool. So 4, 3, and 5. So 7, 12?
Yeah.
12 additional damage?
Okay.
Yes.
So you doubled it with the sneak attack, basically.
Yeah, basically. Oh, thank
Okay.
you. I forgot
Yeah.
about it. I was like, oh yeah, everyone will be within 5 feet, so I should get sneak
Yeah.
attack, and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So Sevia is the recipient of your help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean I get advantage?
You get an
Yes.
advantage if you have to do a check on something.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Esmeralda is going to. I think she's gonna stick with a. She's just gonna do a level 2 magic missile. Just seeing that like things are going the party's way. But not under like, and I rolled that really well. So that's 2 4s and 2 3s on 4d4.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So 10, something, 18 points of force damage. So that is 17. All right. Yeah, looking really shaky, and it is Sevia's go.
How many people are within 10 feet of the abbot?
Probably a lot of people now. That's like all of us.
Yeah, so it's the
It's 7
4,
now.
Yeah, the 4 undead, Exley, Conrad, and the horse.
And Fall? Oh, no, Fall ran away. Yep.
Fall
Not
ran away.
utilized.
For like
Paul
10
ran
feet or
away.
something.
Beatrice is by the cart.
And Esmeralda is on the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I wanted to do would probably kill all our dead friends.
Well, it's up to you what Sevia would do. It's the only choice you can make.
The abbot is looking really shaky at this point. And he's readying a swing of his mace again.
Okay. Okay, my apologies to Jangles and Clack and the squad.
Oh no, the squad.
But Spell Sculpt is only going to help me save 3 people, which is 3, 4?
Because it's one. What level?
No,
spell
no.
are you- Okay.
I'm using a 2nd level spell,
Okay. So yeah.
so I'll be able to save Exley, Conrad, and the horse
Okay.
as I cast a 2nd level Shatter.
Is shatter an area of effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
Each creature in a 10-foot sphere.
Okay. I mean, you could 10-foot 10-foot radius or diameter.
It just says a 10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. Yeah, that. You could probably position it in a spot where you don't have to target, like where
Where
You
it
can have-
misses.
yeah.
She will target it to miss as many people
Yeah.
as possible, but I will put it out there, as much as they're helping us, she does not care for the undead
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah. I mean,
She doesn't really care if they get
Yeah.
hit.
yeah. True.
She'll apologize later. She
I mean,
doesn't
yeah.
really care.
So it's possible for you to put it in a position where probably only one undead would be destroyed.
Mhm.
But yeah, whether that's how Sevia wants to do it, that is up to you.
Look, like I said, she's going to aim it as much on the abbot as possible, try to avoid as many others as possible.
Okay.
If one of them gets hit, one of them gets hit. It's a con save 16.
All right.
With Conrad's help, does that technically make it disadvantage?
No.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you need something that you need to roll for that.
That is a natural 18. Becomes 22.
Okay, well, he takes half
Still
damage.
takes half damage. And can that one skeleton, or would it be one of the skeletons or one of the zombies that you would prefer to leave out of
Zombie.
the zombie? So have one of the zombies.
Rolled a 2.
2. Okay.
So the
You
zombie's going to
effectively
take
kill the
full-
zombie.
Number
I'm
3 died.
sorry.
Damn it, Slouch!
Sorry, but that's 3d8 of damage, which will be full for the zombie and half for the abbot. That's 3 8s.
16, so
That's max
24.
damage.
You have got to take a picture
24.
for posterity.
Yeah.
24, so
4
1.
old.
Yeah,
Well.
that. How are you doing this? Like, how do you imagine this
To the
shatter
abbot?
destroying the abbot?
Okay, well, one, I did take a photo of my 3 8s to prove it.
Oh, good.
But so I imagine she's just watched this guy hit her newest friend, who she hasn't decided if he's her friend or yet not, but she wants him to be. And this is another person she has now seen nearly die in front of her. So as everything else is happening, there's almost this like sense of rage within her, and she makes the arcane motions and her necklace glows. And she shoots. It's invisible to you guys, but there's just this sound that suddenly emanates from the abbot, like this terrible, awful, like piercing noise that to you guys would be muffled because she's around you. And I imagine the abbot starts just bleeding from the ears. And like maybe from the eyes a bit. I imagine it's black and like ichor, and then he just would fall to the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the zombie just like a similar thing happens, and then it just falls down.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there with her hands still up, looking at it, and then kind of has to shake herself out of it.
Could the zombie please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
I rolled a 14. So that'd be a 17.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's still destroyed.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, it needed to hit like 29.
Which zombie was it? What was its name?
That was 3.
3.
So I don't know what name Beatrice allocated.
Well, 3 was the oldest,
Squelch.
so
Yeah.
that was Squelch.
Oh,
Okay.
but I
Which is the
squelched.
newer one. Very
Alright.
Now I need to find a 9.
Where could you
All
find
right.
that from?
Anyway,
So, I imagine that the noise from that will probably attract people.
Yes, that's not good. We
I
should
know-
definitely be getting out of here now.
I know
And he
a lot
circles
of
the horse around
yes,
you guys
I know
again.
a lot of people are a bit wary of the abbot in town, but the folk inside the abbey might, I don't know what their thoughts would be. So,
We
let's
should.
start heading out and work out where we're going.
Good.
Yes.
Exley is going to pick up the body of the abbot and throw him into the car.
Mhm. Yeah. What? Is this for 42 question? Is this for a purpose or for friend? New friend?
I do not think it's wise to leave the body of a known figure out in the street.
True. We must make sure that it is covered up, though. Otherwise, we'll be parading the body around on the street as we flee. Hopefully, very soon. Perhaps say, yes.
Well, if it's in the cart, it should be. My apologies to your friend Exley.
3 had a good life.
Yes, we should go.
So where are we going? We need to know directions.
Well, you know the land better than we do.
Where's the next place we need to go?
The Emperor Temple is next, isn't it?
I would very much like to go and find the mage if we can.
So there's the mage, there is the elf, and there is the Amber Temple. Unless I'm forgetting something.
I don't think so.
Do you have direction for the mage 42?
Do I have any sort of an idea?
You know
roughly?
he's
I know it's something to do with
somewhere-
mountains.
Yeah, somewhere in the mountains, somewhere towards the mountains in the north.
Mhm. I know a rough direction, and I know the man. Once we get there, I may be able to determine his pathing.
Okay. Well,
Good. So, we should. Is someone going in the? Are we doing the same setup? Cart, Conrad, horse, or is someone going with Conrad, or what's?
I think someone riding with me would only weigh me down, so it would be better if I have full use of the horse. And also, if people are more willing to not flee when I say so, then perhaps the cart would be the best place for most people who are not going to be thinking about that. So, no, riding with me is not an option.
Right.
I will go in cart again. Now, side note, Beatrice does have cure wounds, so she will walk up to Exley and offer. Yeah. If you want, I can help heal you a little bit.
That would be beneficial.
Okay.
I believe that is 1d8 plus your
1d8.
wisdom modifier.
That's my wisdom.
Yes.
Ooh, what is my wisdom? It is 2. Cool. That is a 7 plus 2. That's a 9.
Excellent.
It's back to double
Thank
digits.
you very
That's
much.
double digits.
Easy.
You're welcome. And then she'll go and get back up and into the cart.
Alright.
Missing one. Okay.
Excellent.
Point of order. If we are to engage in some form of combat before we are able to rest, I will be inefficient.
Yes, we should avoid combat. You did fall temporarily. Is there a malfunction of some sort?
Several.
He looks from one side to another and then down and then does that.
We should try and get as far away from here as we can before we rest.
Yes, I think in any direction at this point is probably better.
Savia, you're trained in the arcane, are you not?
Yes.
Have you got a way of ascertaining the properties of arcane objects?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It takes about 10 minutes, but
Well, we've got
Does it?
time. Yeah. Unless you've got it prepared, it takes 11 minutes.
I mean, I have it as a ritual.
Yeah.
Does it identify?
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes then.
So it's 11 minutes if you're casting it as a ritual, or 1 minute if you've got it prepared and are casting it with a spell slot.
Can you do that while on the back of a horse, or no?
No, but you could do it while, like,
In the cart.
in the cart or beside Esmeralda on the cart.
Okay, well then, if it is more expedient for us to go in the cart, may I sit up with you rather than in the carriage?
That should work.
Wonderful.
All right. And so Beatrice and Sevian in the cart. Fall, are you riding Exley again?
I'll be fine wherever.
All right. I believe that's everything accounted for. Let's go.
I'm assuming I'm turning into a horse again.
I was assuming that as well.
Yeah. Before I do, I am going to brush myself off. I'm going to bend like a couple of metal bars back into place and, like, adjust the bark and move around a couple of mushrooms on my body. And I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself as well.
Is that just at a first level or?
Second.
Second.
Because I am currently at 10 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind
Fall is
of.
like not paying much attention to this.
I am in pain.
While you're rolling that, before Sevia gets onto the cart, she is going to go over to Fall and just kind of tap the back of his hand with the back of hers and just be like, I'm sorry about the noise.
It's fine. I guess he had to be killed. Right, it's all good. I'll go see how Exley's doing.
Okay, I'll be on the cart.
Just before Beatrice gets in the cart, she will turn around, look at the zombie that has fallen, and we'll just do a little salute and then get into the cart
Okay.
with her other friend.
All right. So
Is Fall riding Exley, or is Fall in the cart as well?
I guess if no one goes to ride Exley, Fall will be like, am I doing this? All right, I guess.
Oh, okay.
We don't have any time to waste. Let's go.
In that case, he'll turn into a warhorse again.
Oh.
all
I
right.
guess, yeah, all right.
So
I was wondering if I should turn into a dog.
Oh,
all right.
that's cute.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Woof.
Jeepers, that's great.
Oh.
Amazing. Thank you, Mitch.
I mean, that's the thing. Technically, people could ride you as anything that is a large creature if you've
Yeah.
seen it.
A really big
Wow.
dog.
So,
A bear.
which of the three goals did you end up deciding to travel towards?
We were going to search for the maid.
I
Okay.
think that was it, yeah.
Because we know it's
'Cause that was-
general
Yeah, that was the only one we had
Yeah.
a general direction for
Mm.
that we could move in quickly.
Yeah.
Alright.
Exley was
'Cause I
really
think-
pushing for that as well before he
Yeah,
turned into a
yeah.
horse.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think the Amber Temple is also.
So, can someone? It's no further away than
anything else.
trying to find the mage
Okay.
necessarily,
Well,
but
Exley was
it's,
pushing
it's a
for it.
lot
We
of,
don't have a direction.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
off-road.
Yeah, so we're looking for the mage.
So,
We don't
could
need that right
I
now. We need
get-
to get away from this village right now.
as you travel back along the way you came, after the first half hour, can I get someone to roll me a d20?
I'll do it because Connor will be at the front. So, my D20. I shouldn't have done that. That's a 4.
A 4. No, that is fine. You're actually wanting to avoid high numbers for this.
Oh, I should have rolled then.
Which you've
Just get Mitch
you've
to roll.
worked out. Like you've seen that happen before.
Yeah,
Previous
definitely.
random encounters.
Get out the Kazir dice.
Um,
They're rolling again.
So
Excellent.
You
So
get
Conrad
only 20s.
is circling around the cart most of the time, but it's just like in long kind of like circles.
yeah.
And after a while, he kind of, after like we've made a bit of distance, he kind of obviously has decided that it isn't so necessary. So he's kind of just like, because we've been on a canter, he's slowed the horse down to sort of just a regular pace.
All right.
But he's still towards the front. It was looking around quite alert.
All right. So you reach kind of the gap in the forest where you're starting to be able to see like the tip of the tower that Van Richten has laid claim to in the not too far distance. It's about what, half a mile away from here. Can someone else roll me a d20 for random encounters, please?
I'll do it.
What
Watch
does
you
he
get a
roll?
20.
A 4.
Again!
We're four buddies.
All right.
Do you see anything, Exley? I know you can't respond as your horse currently. Snort if you do. Okay. Hopefully that's a good thing or a
Alright.
bad thing.
Don't know how
I
to-
do believe I
robot.
see the tower soon. Sorry.
So here you start to kind of diverge from the road as you start to travel up north towards the mountains. Can I get what kind of pace are you taking at this point? Are you going to take a slow, medium, or fast pace? I've just been
Doesn't
assuming medium while you've been on the road.
Yeah, probably started
the
off
cart will
fast,
allow.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that? As fast as the cart will allow?
Well,
Would you say, or
safely.
safely?
Like, if we were doing medium on the road, probably maybe slowing it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we were fast
Probably-
on the road, maybe slowing it down to medium.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we'd be like slow, but we'd
Mm.
be slower.
Okay.
Again, sliding scale.
Yeah.
Of medium.
Well,
We're on
it's. I mean, slow, medium, fast is just a matter of 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles an hour.
Okay.
Only like
Yeah.
2.6 miles.
Yeah.
We'll,
Quick
we'll,
question.
we'll call it a slow for the sake of simplicity.
Yes.
Quick question,
No, I
Darby.
want-
Yes,
Yep.
Laura?
When we're going past, do we go directly past the tower? Or is it like we just see it in the distance but we don't go near
You
it?
don't. You. Once you're past that point where I got you to roll the
Yeah.
encounter, you do see it. You don't cross the land bridge to the little
Okay.
area.
So obviously
tower, unless you
when
want
we
to.
no, when we go past though, Conan will just like stare the whole time as we're walking past
Okay.
there at that area.
As a point of note, I know we're trying to get through the travel pretty quick, but Sevia has been casting Identify, I assume,
yes.
on the holy
So,
symbol.
yeah. So yeah, that happened before the first
Random encounter roll, yeah. Well, she might have
so-
waited until we were out of town, just in
True.
case we had to have another encounter. So
Um,
probably during that second half
yeah.
hour.
I mean, the other thing is, if you wanted to take a short rest at the tower, that would be the place to do it. Too. It's up to you guys while I bring this up.
I mean, we should take a probably take a short rest in
I guess
case
just-
we do encounter anything.
Just have a look at Exley and see how they're holding up.
Because I'm going to assume while he's wild shaped, he can't take a short rest, unlike the rest of us who can.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I think that should be shared.
I think even
Oh,
if
it's-
like
But
the group is discussing taking a pause, can be like, we should not rest there. We should press on a little bit further when we're going past the tower. Okay.
okay.
Oh,
So-
is it? Did you share it on Fantasy
Yeah.
Grounds?
Yes.
Okay, I had to close that for my
Okay.
internet. I'll be back in a sec.
Um,
I'll be back on in a sec.
uh,
Yeah, okay, I guess.
So, for the sake of listeners, the holy symbol is a platinum amulet shaped like the sun, with a large crystal embedded in its center. The holy symbol has 10 charges for the following properties and regains 1d6 plus 4 charges daily at dawn. Hold vampires. As an action, you can expend 1 charge and present the holy symbol to make it flare with holy power. Vampires and vampires spawn within 30 feet of the holy symbol when it flares must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target is paralyzed for 1 minute. Repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the effect on itself. Turn undead. If you have the turn undead or the turn the unholy feature, you can expend 3 charges when you present the holy symbol while using that feature. When you do so, undead have disadvantage on their saving throws against the effect. Sunlight. As an action, you can expend 5 charges while presenting the holy symbol to make it shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. The light is sunlight and lasts for 10 minutes or until you end the effect. No action required. So traditionally, it would require attunement by a cleric or a paladin. Because of Fall's background, I would also allow Fall to attune to it.
Oh, nice. That makes sense. Oh, so I'm the only one.
Which is interesting. So I assume, like, because Sevia is doing that, she would just understand that, like, the magic that it can give out is not something that she's familiar with or might even be able to possibly.
Yeah, it requires a...
it's weird.
It requires a connection with someone who has training and experience with spiritual energy.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a certain red boy this would have been perfect.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Exley can bring him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be a way.
I think that's frowned upon by most grief counselors.
I also don't know if he technically counts as a cleric if you bring him back that way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So interesting knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm assuming Sevia is kind of imparting this to Esmeralda as she works it out, and probably like a stream of consciousness, like as it all comes to her as she's doing identify. And she might even be taking notes in the back of her spellbook at the same time. When she kind of realizes that it necessitates someone with a spiritual connection for their magic, she does have this moment where she stops talking and she just looks over at Fall writing Exley, but doesn't say that to Esmeralda that Fall could do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's just gonna it does require someone with a spiritual connection to attune to it to cast powers, but we can cross that bridge when we get to it. And then she's going to continue with like the spells it can do.
Okay. So, are you taking a short rest by the tower or not? Did you end up deciding?
Not by the tower.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Probably we might set up camp a little bit. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't
Can-
discuss that bit, but if we want to take a short rest, I think Conrad would rather us set up a camp than go back.
Yeah, he was like, we shouldn't stop here, particularly after he's been like staring at that the whole time they've been running past. Like we should, somewhere else.
Okay, so as you travel further north, can someone roll me another random encounter check?
I can do that. That is a 3.
Okay.
Doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
We want that.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled my bad dice.
Continuing further north, can someone else roll?
Give it a try.
Yeah.
And you're kind of straddling the edge of the woods here, and
You got
occasionally
that
you'll
20, didn't you,
hear
Johanna?
the cries of
18.
Okay.
Darby looks so pleased.
I'm
sorry.
In that case, can you roll me a D12 and a D8 and add them together, please?
A 1 and a 7.
A 1 and a
So,
7, sorry.
8.
You see the same skeletal rider that you cross path with on the way to Kresk.
Okay.
Again, you kind of pass by each other. wary of each other, but not aggressively.
Good.
All right. So continuing to travel north, hugging the edge of the forest. Can I get another encounter check?
I'll do it. Please be bad. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. Yeah, so again, still reasonably quiet. So, we're about to have to head into the forest if we're going to find the mage. Do we want to take a rest before we go in?
Yes, it would be best to perhaps make camp, I believe.
All right.
Yes. I'm worried about Exley.
All right. So,
Seems to be trotting along all right so far. Huh. But
All right.
probably best to have a rest for everyone's sake.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so actually, yeah, about when you cross, sorry, I forgot about something that Mitch has reminded me of. At about the time you cross paths with the skeleton rider, shortly after that, you would have had to stop because Exley would have turned back into
Is this always
Warforged.
is this with no warning?
Oh no! So Exley knows how long
Yeah.
it is. So as we get like fairly close to the threshold, he is going to stop and like kneel down as a horse.
You want me
Essentially
to
like
get
lie
off?
down.
Okay. Are you? Paul steps off. Are you feeling okay?
Oh, I turn back into Exley.
Oh.
So we'll say this is the point where you're about to go into the forest. You're taking your short rest.
Okay. Are you well, 42? Turn back into your full form?
Unfortunately, I can only maintain an animal form for a set period of time.
Thank you for your service.
You are most welcome. I thought it would be unwise to turn back with you still riding me.
Yes, that would be a very strange experience.
Well, we best make camp then.
Right. So-
While we're setting up camp, Thevia is gonna be like, yes, that's you're a druid, aren't you? Exley, I don't know if we've discussed that before.
I do take magical powers from the land around me, yes.
Yes, good. And druids Thevia knows the answer to this question. But do druids worship like say like a wild mother or like a god of nature of some description, or is it just nature as a concept? I know there are different subsets of druids that worship different aspects of nature.
I do not know of other druids, but personally, while I do not worship nature, I do take power from some aspects of it. But no, there is not a religious nature to my magic.
Right. I just get so curious, all my magic's through books, so it's just interesting to meet different spellcasters.
I do understand. My friend took magic from his book, and I am worried that if he does not have it, then he would be not as powerful as he was.
That is a concern with wizards, but he should, if he is as powerful as you and everyone else says he is, I'm sure he has many spells memorized that I'm assuming that works. You know that he can at least protect himself.
I am sure he can. He was a very powerful wizard, but I would like him to be more powerful, which is why I must return this to him. And I hold up the tome.
May I have a look at it?
You may. And I pass it over. And I'm keeping a very close eye on the book, but I'm not like,
Sevia handles it really carefully. One, because she felt magic coming off it, which I assume is rare for spellbooks. And
roll me a history check.
okay. Oh, my history's really good. That's an 18.
Okay, so it's not unheard of for more powerful mages to enchant their spellbooks in one way or another to try to protect the secrets held within.
Okay.
It's usually not as much of a concern for wizards who are still in their early days of study. Like yourself. But it's definitely something that you probably would have considered looking into closer towards graduation.
Okay. Just that, because she picked up a powerful magic coming off this book.
Yes.
So she is fascinated. She doesn't...
And
she's being very...
Yeah, being abjuration and evocation being the most prominent schools coming off of it, that it is probably some sort of protective ward on it that might not work out so well if someone were to take the wrong approach to opening it.
Okay. My question is, because you have just said she has looked into these kinds of spells, does she know the right way? She doesn't want to read it. She just wants to have a basic look at what power level this wizard was at.
The method would vary from mage to mage. You could probably determine a rough power level of the wizard if you cast Identify on it. To gauge what spells are actually affecting the book. But yeah.
But that's not conducive with the short rest. So, is it? No.
I think you
also 11 minutes again.
A long period of time.
Yeah. Okay, so she's just gonna look over the book. What's the cover like? I think you said it was quite ornate. Is there anything about the tome that would indicate anything about the wizard, the mage?
So it has
a friend.
It has an insignia on it that looks. Is that
up a little higher?
Up a bit more.
That looks.
There it is.
Like that. It's
like
an
an atom.
orrery that. If you roll me an Arcana check, please.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I just had to write things down. Ooh, that's not great. My Arcana is really good, so that's a 14.
14. This seems to be it's some sort of orrery. That it's some sort of celestial model. And not celestial as in creatures of the heavens, but celestial as in celestial as we would understand a celestial body. So whether this be a map or an indication of planes of existence or planets or what have you. It's not clear what, but it is some sort of orrery.
Okay. There's no thing on it being property of
No.
Peter. No. Okay, cool. It's a beautiful book, and she hands it back.
It is.
It's makes mine look quite silly in comparison, and she kind of gestures at her one, which is quite. It's ornate as well, but in kind of an antique way. It's the book would be about 20 years old. If you were to look at it. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Actually, no, definitely more. It'd be about 30. Sorry.
So he would probably just say, I'm sure if you keep working, you can have a term as pleasant to look at as this one.
All right. So, is
Yes.
there anything else people would like to do over the course of their short rest?
Phil would like to try to have a conversation with Conrad. Attempt to.
They can try. Conrad obviously still doesn't know how to set up camp or anything, so he's instead trying to hide this fact by busying himself. He's trying to like look over his horse, which again is probably pretty clear to Fall. I don't know if Fall probably doesn't do horse riding, but Conrad seems to know. Like he looks quite meticulous, but he looks a bit perplexed when he's trying to like. He's very careful, like trying to inspect its hooves and stuff like that to see if it's not damaged after it tried to trample that dude.
Yeah, roll me we'll say an animal handling for that.
Okay. I was roll quite badly on it. No, okay, 19.
Okay.
So
Yeah, there's
19. I don't have
no
another
signs
fire.
of damage. There's maybe a little bit of like superficial chipping away at like the hoof in much the way of like a nail slowly getting worn down.
Yeah, and I think probably like because he'll be a little bit to the side, probably like on the other side of the cart. I imagine the other people are kind of like chatting or setting stuff up on the other side. He's kind of like talking to the horse. He keeps calling it Amika, and he is speaking like very like a Saratan dialect, obviously, which Fall would know. So yeah,
Interesting.
so it's still common, but it's like there's a lot of like strange pronunciations of some of the words, some of the common.
Excellent. Oh, how's the horse doing, Conrad?
Oh, he like turns around real quick. Yes, it is. It appears to be doing well, considering the how things went. So yes, seems to be going quite well. Quite a strong horse.
Yes, it
She
looks
seems
quite
quite
good.
good. Yes.
That was quite a fiasco there.
Yes.
Between you and me, running would have been the better option.
Good. Yes, I am glad you agree with that. I think, of course, there is time to fight, and luckily we were able to do that. But for someone who has been here for very long and has ability to craft people, that's probably not a good thing to be sticking around. Running would have definitely been much more advantageous, but I suppose everyone survived this time, so that's yes.
Yes, I
Good.
guess so. I'd do rather like to avoid needless killing of well-known people.
Yes, that is not rather very prudent to be doing so to, especially to a community leader. Regardless of that, obviously it could not be helped as he was hell-bent on killing us, but yes, it's just lucky that the fight went in our favor, I suppose.
Absolutely. Yes, you seem to be quite adept in a combat situation.
I know some of it. I am mostly more adept in hand-to-hand dueling and things like that, and sword dueling and sword play in that regard. I am trying to adapt as well. Of course, I am quite knowledgeable in all those things, and yes, that was required as part of my upbringing for security. So, yes.
I see.
Where I come from.
Is that a normal sort of upbringing in Sarata?
You are familiar with Sarata, yes. Is it that obvious, I suppose? Yes. Yes.
Just a few little bits and pieces, the dialect, that comment about the nutcrackers that are, I think they're local to Sarata.
Yes, well, indeed. Yes, I'm from there, quite prominent from there, so, yes, that is where I was, where I hail from, back, on fairer grounds, yes, but yes, fighting and, knowing how to kill things for one's own security is, necessary, especially, in noble houses such as my own.
Hmm. I
Otherwise,
see.
you don't last very long.
That is. So noble houses are really that dangerous, are they?
Well,
I
I'm not.
thought you'd have a bit more security there.
Yes, well, from attackers, perhaps. From one's own family, no. But that is, of course, how we ensure that bloodline remains strong. So, but yes, I suppose probably some families, any family with good value is dangerous. So, and depending on what business one is in. Yes, perhaps for a commoner, yes, there are many other factors that may be dangerous for oneself, but even, well, proving one's worth is very important, shall we say. Yes.
That's very interesting. I've never had a family myself, so I always thought it would be. I've always wondered what it's like, but I was thought to be a bit better than having to watch your back all the time.
Perhaps elsewhere it would be different, but I suppose elsewhere, places like a Ladderan or Dorm or whatever, they may do things differently in regards to families, but places like Sarata are, of course, very cultural and have many fine qualities that those same places do not. So fighting to, keeping close guard over one's wealth and over their lineage is very important. So I'm not too sure what your it looks full up and down upbringing was like, but yes, it is typical. Obviously, more important depending on how high up you are in inheritance. I am not, so I have also afforded much chance to avoid the attentions of my brothers, I suppose, or my father. But yes, I suppose as we can see, knowing how to take care of oneself and assessing what danger others might pose to yourself is important, even here. So, who's got the advantage here? I think it's me, clearly.
Yes, I suppose that did end up rather useful then. Yes, I have been curious for a while what your lifestyle must be like. It's always been something I've been quite intrigued with, the noble lifestyle, but I think we kind of got off to the wrong foot a little.
Yes, well, you don't appreciate people touching my things, and
yes, I wanted to apologize about that one.
Yes, and after all, initially, I did offer allyship with many here initially who rebuffed me, so I suppose that just really sets how people treat each other from that point, doesn't it?
I suppose I was just being a little cautious on that one. As much as I envy the noble lifestyle, living under it can be a little bit difficult.
Understandable, depending on where you're from, I suppose.
Yes. But yes, I wanted to apologize about the ball bearings incident. It was not out of any ill will. It was like that silly little thing when you have you're doing well and there's more food than usual, so you might take an extra serving from the table and you don't think there's anything wrong with it until you get caught, and then you realize that was quite wrong of you. So I didn't think it was an issue since you had a lot of them, but thinking of it again, it was. I apologize.
I don't have a problem with you thieving things. I only have an issue with you taking things of mine. If you were to get better at thieving things, I think that would be excellent.
I see.
I only say that as taking things that I want, possessions in any regard. It's just something I sort of did for fun and sometimes for, it's good to be able to know how to get into places or get out of places very quickly, depending on what fun pranks your brothers are doing on you. So I think there's nothing essentially wrong with thieving, just don't take anything from me.
I'll make sure that I don't. I think I've learnt my lesson there.
There's no lesson to be learned. And in fact, if there are other things that perhaps you wish to investigate with the others or things you wish to take, I'm not going to point that out as long as you do it right.
Oh. Well, thank you very much.
I have noticed that you sometimes feign ignorance in combat, but do maneuvers that belie you are quite skilled in some aspects.
Oh, you think I'm skilled?
Yes.
It's actually a technique that I've kind of adapted.
I see.
Yes, I don't suppose you've heard of monastic traditions. Have you heard of the way of the drunken master?
No, it's mostly knives or poisonings in Serata, so I have not, we are not, you would probably not know, but most Seratans are not particularly religious, apart from perhaps Symphos, and that is more sort of for the recreational or otherwise aspects of it. So I do not have much knowledge on those things, and I did not care much to read on it. So is that a sort of technique that you employ?
Yes, in a way. It's a moveset that uses the kind of stumbling gait of a drunkard. Although in my case, I've adapted it by exaggerating my own incompetence, which I think is more effective. Work with what you have, Anno.
I see. So it is intentional then, how you bear yourself in most cases.
In combat, yes.
Good. That's something we can certainly work with, if you are interested in doing so. Becoming more competent in that use of that, and perhaps in making others underestimate you a little more.
If it's for the right reasons, I would be.
We will think on this. Interesting.
Well, it was good to have this chat, and I must apologize again for my conduct.
No trouble at all. I hope I've given you an exciting insight into, Serata and some of my place there.
Yes, not exactly what I wanted to hear, but it was enlightening.
Indeed.
So, as you complete the short rest, anyone who wishes to can roll hit dice to regain hit points. Exley regains uses of his wild shape, and Sevia regains a 3rd level spell slot if she so decides to do so. Yeah,
Oh, my
it
kids.
I
is.
thought I could only combine it up to second.
It is half your level rounded up.
Okay,
It's
well
it's
then.
one of the few cases where you round up.
Okay, well then I'm gonna put that second spell slot back. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
myself a third back, so I got 2 fireballs again,
yeah.
baby.
The only limit that eventually comes in is that like you cannot regain a spell slot of higher than 5th level. Like if you get to that level, you then have to split it between different levels. But yeah,
That's fine.
It's rounded up. It's one of the few things that is.
Yeah, baby.
All right. I don't think any. I think key points are
I
short
just
rest
realised
as
I have
well.
to meditate. Yeah, for half.
Yeah.
So Phil will do some meditation after the conversation with Conrad.
Yeah. All right. So, and is everyone ready to get back on the road? Well, not on the road, but get back to moving. Yeah.
Excellent. Actually, once we've now looking at entering the forest, Exley is going to loosen his cloak a little bit and take the hood off. So he's
Okay.
now very comfortable with his surroundings,
All right.
or more so than around potentially other people.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, and I guess once Conrad's, I don't know, had a chat with Ford and a bit of like resting, getting all the stuff in full order, he will approach Exley and be like, "So 42, this is the forest that you were hoping to approach.
Yes, it is.
Are there any signs of this person you were searching for?"
Currently, no, but we have only just entered, so hopefully once we are well within the boundaries of the forest edge, we will find something.
Should you lead the search then?
I can certainly be of assistance in that regard.
Okay, well, we're looking for a mage of some description in this forest. Be on your guard, everyone.
All right.
And Exy will just possibly know, well, to 42, will just possibly know when they are nearby, hopefully.
If you wish, you may refer to me as Exley.
You do not mind either way.
I will respond to either.
We shall see.
All right. So, as you start to delve into the Sphalic woods,
Into the what, sorry?
The what words?
Sphalic.
Spell that for me, please.
Alex,
Sphalic.
SV?
Yes, SV.
Do you
What is
think all
not-
those trees look a bit like... No.
What he's saying is when we
Oh.
walk in, just avoid calling it that and just say we're just surrounded by wood.
So, the way we're going to
Serious
work
podcast.
this
Serious
is
podcast.
rather than every half hour rolling an encounter
The
check,
trees are wrecked or are they fallen ones?
we are going to have every half hour we're going to have someone roll a survival check to try to find tracks of the mage, or to try to track down the mage, and someone else is going to roll an encounter check.
Exley is leading the way to try and find
Yes.
the mage. Should he be
That
rolling
makes sense.
survival then?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Is there anything that I would get like modifiers for because I'm trying to find someone that I know and have?
Not really.
If Beatrice assists because this is her favored terrain,
Yeah.
would that help?
Beatrice can either do.
Not like point out where tracks. I'll
Beatrice
be like,
can
oh,
probably do
is
the
it?
check with Exley's assistance if
Okay.
if you would like.
yeah, we can do it that way if we like.
Sure.
Just let me double check.
This is my favorite terrain.
Yeah.
And 2, my survival is.
Yeah.
It's fair. I mean, like, I've got a decent one, but I'm under the impression yours would be way better than mine.
Oh, it still works now.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
assist.
As long
Alright.
as it works narratively, it's fine.
It was
So, the survival check, please, and the whoever's going to roll the encounter check, please roll that too.
I guess I will do the encounter check then.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a d20 ready to go.
Yeah.
It's a 2!
Awesome. It's good.
This is all I'm good for in this campaign.
Oh no.
23.
Done shrews.
23. Okay. So, the 23, you see, you find these tracks in the ground that seem to be from a humanoid of some sort. Definitely the height of of humans and other kind of typical medium-sized creatures. Typical medium-sized humanoids. And you are able to get enough of a track to follow it. It is fairly light step to them, so that does suggest that they aren't a physical combatant, but there's a certain determination here that shows either an intellect or a wisdom to them. And so another half an hour passes as you follow these trails. Can I get another encounter check and another survival check?
I'll do an encounter check. Be bad. That's a 5.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, it's a bit harder to know for certain, but you are able to continue following the tracks. You get to the river and like you're just able to make out on the other side of it, where the mage. Something that suggests that there was some sort of misty step or teleportation where there was a quick jump over, much further than the standard ability of anyone's like kind of pace.
Now, do we all have to cross the river?
Yes. It's not a wide river at this point. So, but it's not even something that needs a check.
Okay.
I'm assuming you left the cart out at the edge of the forest. Yeah.
I was gonna assume we did, but also assume we hid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would we have taken 5, 6, and 8 with us
It is up to you.
as a party?
Well, Connor would not be against it.
Beatrice wouldn't be against it either.
That's enough. They come along.
Sevia doesn't like it, but she wouldn't.
The only ones that would be
Same
like,
before.
no, would be Savia.
would be the anxiety duo.
Yeah.
Twins.
Yeah.
As a note, when we cross the river, Sevia holds her book like above her head.
Okay.
Well, does a really sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I've got the athlete feet, so Fall does a really impressive long jump.
Alright.
Jump real far.
Yes. Connor
Seeing
is
as-
obviously on his horse.
Yeah. Seeing as you're doing it that way, roll me an acrobatics check for the landing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
It was sick flip.
That's a nat 20. That's a 27.
It is an incredibly impressive landing.
I break the world record for
Alright.
Barovia.
So, another half hour passes, and can I get an encounter check and a survival check?
14.
14?
27.
27. Okay. You manage to follow the tracks to the edge of a mountain, like this mountainous area, or particularly obviously mountainous area, where you see this kind of faintly shimmering effect in the stonework.
I recognize this as something that is before?
Roll me for you. It would probably just roll me an intelligence check.
And Sevia check it as well.
For you, you could roll an Arcana check.
Oh.
You go.
Okay, well, I got a 6.
I got a natural 20.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
And then
X-
what was it again? It was a
Arcana.
Arcana.
That's a 28.
So, yeah. So, Exley, you don't recognize this at all. Sevia, you're not sure. Like, there's no way of being sure without like testing it.
Yeah.
Which, if this is what you think it is, you probably can't test it short of seeing someone emerge from it. But this seems like it is probably the indicator of a spell pioneered by a mage of renown, who... He's one of the few extraplanar mages who has been so influential on the planescape that there are some of his signature spells have made their way even to Fierlor. This is, whether or not this is cast by the mage in question or not, you don't know. But this spell, if it is what you believe it to be, is a high level spell known as Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion.
Nice.
All right.
Are we looking at this wall for a reason? Is there anything interesting here? For 42, is this... Yes, Sevia?
He's like staring up at this shimmering effect, and she's like has that look, like awestruck. Like, oh, I've only read about this. Can you? Oh, she's like, this is the first time you've really seen her like excited in a long time. She's like, this is. Oh, have any of you heard of? I'm going to say this wrong. Mordenkainen?
I'm not sure if it's Kanan or Kynan. I tend to go Kynan.
This is a Mordenkainen spell. This is.
Okay.
He's one of the only extraplanar mages ever. Oh my good. Either he was here and cast this, which I doubt, but whoever cast this is high level. This is high level. It's a magnificent mansion.
It looks like the wall, like it looks like rock to me. Is this magnificent in your eyes?
I'd assume that's the point.
That's the thing about the spell. Can I get some more information on the spell itself?
So the spell creates an extraplanar space that is basically a mansion designed in a way that the mage casting it desires, and only those who the mage casting it allocates can enter the mansion, the extraplanar mansion.
It's a spell. It basically creates an extraplanar dimension. It's incredibly complicated, but the mage basically creates their own little world that they can exist in, and only the people they allow in can go in. This is I'm nowhere near this level. Some of my mentors aren't at this level. She's basically fangirling about this spell.
Exley is going to step up and just sort of look at the shimmering. Well, I pull out the tome. I did say my ex-master was very powerful.
Yes, but
And You
Either
all,
this was cast by one of the greatest.
you all watch as a figure
that-
steps from the shimmering effect. The figure is wearing long, tattered black robes, has a is bald-headed and has a goatee. His right eye scarred, and he says as he exits, "How is it that even in the middle of nowhere I cannot get quiet?" And that is where we're going to leave it for this episode.
Nice.
Okay, interesting. We'll catch you all next week, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.